made this totally not short fanfic, and you don't have to, but it's for you. Oh, that reverse guilt. Ugh, that reverse guilt. It's 3 pages. Don't be a bitch. Okay. All right, fine. I will read your fanfic. I will give it a chance to impress me. Keep in mind here now, though, there's already a phenomenal fanfic involving me and Ness Kamikaze, and I doubt this will come anywhere near the level that you're demanding of it. All right, fine. I'll read your fanfic. So, The Legendary Lava Skip by DrCoolGuy and Wolfer. Trihex had just come from his room feeling relieved. It felt good to have his own body back after fusing with Spike Vegeta. He felt like he had never been so aware of his physical body like he did then. That was all par for the course at Summer Games Done Quick. Trihex shrugged off these awkward emotions. He was more excited to finally go see his idol, CarlSagan, play his favorite game ever, live. No amount of hype could define the feelings of Trihex's nigga soul. He waltzed his way down to the whatever the fuck room for what would be one of the best moments of his life. He reached the door to the whatever the fuck room. His palms were sweaty and his fingers trembled with glee as he grasped the handle to the conference room door. He stopped dead in his tracks. There he was, the legendary CarlSagan, in all of his swag-tastic glory. This was not the usual CarlSagan that Trihex was used to. It was as if Carl had ascended to the next level, a sort of god form. His APM was through the roof. The likes had never been seen before in Games Done Quick history. The crowd sat in awe as they watched this swag god bend the game to his will. Trihex sat down in the commentator's chair next to the commentator's couch next to Carl. His palms still sweaty, his eyes glued to the screen. "Carl, I've never seen you play at this level before." The man next to him said nothing. It was as if he was no longer human. Trihex just sat there, dumbfounded as idol, annihilated his favorite game. The run was over. This was the god run Trihex had tried too hard to achieve, but kept falling short. The conference room cleared. Trihex and Carl were the last ones to leave. "Want to go back to my room and teach me some of these swag strats you used during the run?" Trihex asked Carl. Carl replied in a calm voice, "Sure. Anything for you, Trihex." Epic voice or whatever. Trihex led Carl back up to the 4th floor. As he approached the door and Tri fiddled around his pocket for his room keys, Carl spoke. "Room 420, huh?" With a smile on his face and a stature that could do nothing but exude confidence. "You know it." Beta as fuck, don't try to sound confident. Tri declared. As they slipped into a much darker room, Tri asked Carl if he would like anything from the minibar, in which he replied, "No." Trihex excused himself to the bathroom. He felt so tense, yet so at ease. He had waited so long just to spend time with Carl that he wasn't sure what to do. He couldn't mess this up. He washed his face to unwind and walked back into the other room. Carl had already nonchalantly turned on the TV and the SNES and started messing around with some new strats. "Carl-sama, are these the new 6-4 strats you found?" Trihex muttered in a little bitch voice. "Yeah. Apparently there's a really cool lava skip. Doesn't save that much time, but hey, we gotta take what we can get, right?" Carl snickered, this delicious, sounding like the old Spice Man voice. "I guess you're right," Trihex smiled. "Do you want to learn how to do it?" "Hell yeah! I mean, yes, Carl-sama," Trihex burst out and then calmly regained his composure. He had never been more excited. Learning from the CarlSagan has been one of his dreams ever since he was a baby speedrunner. Babby speedrunner. Finally, the day came. Trihex fumbled with his controller under the watch wire of Carl. Trihex couldn't keep the lewd thoughts out of his mind. "Too lewd for me," Trihex whispered. What was that, Tri?" Carl asked, looking incredibly puzzled. He had zoned out almost as much as Tri had with that incredibly glazed look in his mere sight of Vicious Island speedrunning. "Nothing, Carl. I just can't keep my mind off of that run you did earlier," Trihex stammered. "You're moving so fast, it's as if you were doing a live task." But no matter how much of a tryhard he was, Trihex just couldn't get the hang of the soon-to-be legendary lava skip. He felt like he has nothing left in him, and even more so, he had disappointed CarlSagan. After feeling like he pulled himself together, he courageously attempted to skip one more time. He roared with all his energy, letting out his inner assault. He failed. I'm sorry, CarlSagan. I forgot to look at his eyes, like you said. Trihex whispered as tears began to well down his eyes. He didn't want to cry in front of Carl, but at this point he felt like let his idol down. There wasn't much that could stop him. It's okay, Trihex. It's okay, Trihex. Carl spoke softly, but a loving smile on his face. He hadn't given up on Tri yet. He never would. Carl wrapped his arms around Trihex. Here, let me show you. His voice instantly drying tears across Trihex's face, every syllable soothing him to his core. It was this moment that Trihex realized that there was more to Carl than just amazing abilities and swag strats. It was this moment that Trihex realized that he could be as good as Carl one day. It was this moment that Trihex realized he loved Carl. He smiled as Carl's strong yet thin, bony yet supple arms wrapped around his hands and the controller and assured him everything would be okay. Trihex felt on top of the world, like he could do anything. As they attempted the lava skip one final time, this time, together, it felt like magic. As if they both felt their final flutter, they shouted in tandem, It was at this time that Trihex had never felt more connected with another person in his life. Not even fusing with Spike Vegeta gave him such elation. Both sweating and breathing heavily, looked into each other anew. Trihex could feel the throbbing in his lower back, and it only made him respond even more. Carl couldn't help but notice the enormously huge black dick peeping through Trihex's shorts. Trihex! Carl forced himself out of breath. I'm sorry, CarlSagan. Knowing he upset Carl, he winced. No, it's fine, Carl gasped, his breathing slowly becoming more shallow and deprived. I just didn't expect it to be so big. But CarlSagan, yours must be so big, Trihex blushed and looked away. He didn't exactly mean to say it, but he had often fantasized about it. You know, Carl felt like he was about to disappoint his best friend. Not everything about me is as great as you seem to think. I am not as well endowed as you are. Can I touch it? Can I? CarlSagan! Carl knew he shouldn't have said it. Visibly looking embarrassed, Trihex slyly smirked. Of course you can. Carl gingerly put his hands on Trihex's penis. Suddenly, Worcester breaks through the door like a Charizard using strength on a boulder. I can't do an Australian accent. Trihex! I thought I was your one true waifu! The tears streaming down Trihex's face left everyone in the room speechless. Carl at Trihex. I told you I was your one... You told me I was your one true waifu! Unable to formulate a response, his heart breaking, and knowing he had no choice to make, Trihex just put his hands in his pants. I love... To be continued. There you go. There is a... I'm sorry, I can't do Australian accent for shit, so I don't know. That was terrible. That was terrible. That cliffhanger. Okay, all right. DrCoolGuy, I'm sorry. That was that was amazing, dude. That was awesome. Oh my god. Blue balled. So there, I've done my part. I read the pasta, so fuck everyone. I deserve a medal today. Alright, give me 1 second while I get this fired up here.